We're ranking the 5 ugliest SUVs you can buy for peanuts, models so polarizing in style that most drivers won't give them a second look, yet they are famously reliable where it counts. From boxy oddballs and bug-eyed crossovers to boxy classics with grandpa vibes, each entry has plummeted in price thanks to looks alone. But beneath the awkward exteriors lurk proven engines, cheap parts, and more space than you'd expect. It's the ugly car tax in reverse. So which battered bargain hides the greatest value? Let's kick off our countdown with the most dramatic design discount of all at number 1. Number 1, the Nissan Cube takes the concept of polarizing design to its absolute limit. With its unmistakable box-on-wheels shape and that famously lopsided rear window, curved on one side and flat on the other, the Cube is less SUV and more rolling conversation starter. European drivers have voted with their wallets. Used Cubes now sit at 2,000 to 4,000 euros for high-mileage examples, sometimes half the price of a comparable Qashqai or Tiguan. That is the ugly car tax in full effect, where buyers pay less for looks, not for any fault in engineering. But under the quirky exterior, the Cube is all business. It shares its platform and most mechanical parts with the Nissan Versa and Tiida, meaning parts are everywhere and repairs stay cheap. The 1.6-liter and 1.8-liter petrol engines use a timing chain instead of a belt, and owners regularly see 250,000 to 300,000 kilometers with nothing more than basic oil changes. Breakdown statistics from ADAC back this up, showing just 2.1 faults per 10,000 vehicles, well below the segment average. One German owner summed it up after 220,000 kilometers, saying total repairs were 1,500 euros, mostly brakes and suspension. He said he bought it for 2,800 euros, and that ugly saves money. Inside, the Cube's upright seating and nearly 4 cubic meters of cargo space make it more practical than its size suggests. Do-it-yourselfers appreciate the shared parts, pool, alternators, control arms, and other wear items cost 20% less than most rivals. The Cube does not just wear its oddball status with pride, it turns it into the steepest bargain of all, proving that when it comes to used SUVs, style is temporary, but reliability is a long-term investment. Number 2, the Kia Soul from 2009 to 2012 wears its boxy breadbox shape with zero shame, and that is exactly why it is such a bargain. The looks put off style-conscious buyers, keeping demand low and prices firmly in the 3,500 euros to 6,000 euros range across Europe. Yet underneath all those right angles sits one of the most practical, family-friendly crossovers you will find for the money. The Soul's 1.6-liter petrol engine is as straightforward as they come. No turbo, no direct injection headaches, just a simple, multi-point injection setup that is nearly impossible to kill. J.D. Power gives this generation a solid 4 out of 5 for reliability, and ADAC lists only 2.8 breakdowns per 10,000 vehicles, well below the segment average. Thanks to Hyundai and Kia's parts-sharing strategy, everything from control arms to alternators can be swapped with common Hyundai models, so repairs stay cheap. One UK owner on Soul Owners Club clocked 280,000 kilometers with just 2,200 euros in repairs over a decade, most of it a single clutch job. He summed it up: "I hated the looks, but I loved the running costs." Practicality is where the Soul really shines. The upright cabin means loads of headroom, and the 373-liter boot is bigger than most rivals, perfect for families or anyone who hauls gear. The high seating position gives a great view of city traffic, and the squared-off shape makes parking a breeze, even in tight European streets. For buyers who can look past the quirky styling, the Soul delivers everyday usability and mechanical peace of mind, all at a price that leaves plenty left over for more important things, like a decent set of hubcaps. Number 3. The 2003 to 2008 Subaru Forester brings a classic boxy look that has earned it the nickname Grandpa SUV. The squared-off stance and upright windows never won any beauty contests, but that is exactly why these Foresters now sit in the 2,500 to 5,500 euros range across Europe. For that money, you get one of the most capable all-wheel drive systems in the business. Subaru's symmetrical setup, which delivers 95% uptime in harsh winter conditions according to owner surveys. That is a level of confidence most crossovers can only dream of, and it is a major reason why these cars keep running in the snow belt long after trendier rivals have retired. Under the hood, the Forester sticks with Subaru's tried and true boxer engines. The 2-liter and 2.5-liter petrol engines are famous for their smoothness and long life when properly maintained. Timing belts are due every 100,000 kilometers, and most routine jobs are straightforward for any indie garage. ADAC rates this generation at 3.2 breakdowns per 10,000 vehicles, which is average for an all-wheel drive model, and parts availability is strong thanks to Subaru's loyal following. One German owner has logged over 320,000 kilometers, reporting just one head gasket replacement at 180,000, and a total ownership cost of 7,000 euros over 15 years. That is daily driver reliability on a shoestring budget. But here is the catch. The Forester's Achilles heel is the head gasket. If the job has not been done and documented, expect a bill anywhere from 1,000 to 2,500 euros at a reputable shop. Neglecting this fix can turn a bargain into a headache. Mechanics warn that while the all-wheel drive system is nearly indestructible, skipped maintenance is a deal breaker. Always check for proof of big-ticket work, and do not forget to inspect the sills and underbody for rust, especially in salt-prone regions. The Forester offers the best all-wheel drive value in its price class, but only for buyers who do their homework before handing over the cash. Number 4. The Mitsubishi Outlander from 2003 to 2012 wears its bulk and dated lines like a badge of indifference. The design does little to excite, and that is what keeps these Outlanders priced between 3,000 and 5,000 euros across European classifieds, consistently undercutting more fashionable rivals by thousands. For families who care more about interior space than curb appeal, this SUV delivers. The tall roofline and wide cabin swallow kids, luggage, and even flat-pack furniture with ease. Optional all-wheel drive adds year-round confidence, especially for those in snowy or rural regions. This model is all about practicality. Underneath, the Outlander keeps things refreshingly simple. The 2-liter and 2.4-liter petrol engines have a reputation for running well past 200,000 kilometers with nothing more than routine oil changes and the occasional timing belt swap. Timing belt jobs typically cost between 500 and 900 euros at independent garages, and most wear parts are shared with the ASX and other Mitsubishi models, keeping repair costs in check. DEKRA reports 2.9 faults per 10,000 vehicles, a solid score for a family hauler in this price bracket. There is one caveat: rust. In 2007, Mitsubishi launched a European campaign to address corrosion around the rear wheel arches and the floor pan, especially in countries that salt their roads. Most cars received free repairs, but it is crucial to check for bubbling paint or soft spots underneath before buying. One Dutch family summed up the value after 260,000 kilometers, saying they spent 1,800 euros on major repairs, mostly the timing belt, after buying it for 4,200 euros. For anyone hunting a reliable, practical SUV on a tight budget, the Outlander proves that plain looks can hide serious staying power as long as you keep an eye out for rust. And finally, in 5th place, the Nissan Juke rounds out the list with a face only a mother or a bargain hunter could love. The bug-eyed headlights and frog-like stance have been dividing opinions since 2011, and that polarizing look is exactly why used Jukes now sit in the 3,000 to 6,000 euro range across Europe, a real bargain. That is a steep discount for a compact crossover that is barely a decade old. Manual models in particular can be found toward the lower end of that price band, while early CVT automatics command a premium and have a reputation for wallet-draining repairs. Underneath the oddball styling, the Juke is all about proven parts, cheap fixes, and bulletproof mechanicals. It rides on Nissan's B platform, the same bones as the Note and Micra, so everything from brake pads to control arms is easy to source and affordable. The 1.6-liter HR616DE petrol engine is legendary for its simplicity and longevity, with scrapyards across Europe selling used units for as little as €200. A DAC rates the Juke at just 2.5 breakdowns per 10,000 vehicles, which puts it ahead of most crossovers in its class. Maintenance costs hover around €350 a year if you stick with the naturally aspirated petrol and avoid the turbo or CVT variants. One French owner on Juke Owners Club summed it up after 240,000 kilometers. "I hated the frog eyes, but it never let me down. €1,000 in repairs, mostly brakes, since I bought it for €3,500. Practicality is not sacrificed for style. The Juke's high seating position and compact footprint make it perfect for city driving, while the split-fold rear seats and surprising boot space hold more than you would expect. For buyers who can look past the unconventional exterior, the Juke delivers a rare combination: modern crossover convenience, bulletproof mechanicals, and a price tag that makes even the quirkiest styling seem like a smart trade-off. It is proof that in the used car world, the ugly car tax can work in your favor. Just do not forget to check for a solid service history before you sign the papers. Across all five, one truth stands out: unpopular looks equal unbeatable value. The market punishes styling, not substance, so these oddballs deliver reliability most rivals cannot match for the price. Just remember, even bulletproof cars still need a careful eye for rust and service records. Sometimes ugly really does mean smart.